Here we go. Ian Machado Garry versus Michael Venom Page. I'm going to go with Ian Garry, okay? And I've doubted Michael Page too many times. Only once, but too many times. And that was against Kevin Holland. I really doubted that he'd be able to do what he does to all these other lower level competition guys. I really doubted he'd be able to do that to Kevin Holland. But he did it so easily. Like, it wasn't even, like, there was miles between them in skill. And Kevin Holland's been in the UFC for ages and getting a fight against Jared Cannonier. But yeah, like, Michael Page absolutely just destroyed him on the feet in every way. Kevin Holland had nothing for him. Ian Garry, though, is a very different fighter. Ian Garry is very technical, very dangerous. He isn't going to engage with it the same way Kevin Holland will. Ian Garry knows what he's preparing for. And I'm not going to do it based on their previous fights, right? I'm not going to do it based on... I'm not going to make this prediction based on Ian Garry, or he did this to this opponent, he did this. I think Ian Garry has a pretty good ability of adjusting to whoever his opponents was. His split decision win was against Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal is so dangerous. No one wants to fight Jeff Neal. Hands of steel. And Ian Garry took it no real problem. Beat him pretty comfortably. But Michael Page is so unique in how he does it. I think Michael Page would beat, anyone else that has that sort of style where it's just hopping in and out, or maybe not like Robert Whittaker, but anyway, yeah, I'm going with Ian Garry. Ian Garry will probably be able to hammer Michael Page's legs. I know it's easier said than done. It's like, well, just kick his legs. He's jumping in and out. Just kick his legs. Yeah, but I think Ian Garry will actually be able to stick to a game plan pretty comfortably. And I do think he'll beat Michael Page, but it's not going to be by, like, knockout. I think Michael Page can be hurt, and I think he knows that, which is probably why he's very, very patient, Michael Page is. Like, he's going to frustrate you and make you make a mistake, like he did to Kevin Holland. He was catching Kevin Holland when Kevin Holland was getting frustrated. Kevin would be like, what are you doing? Bam! Catch a 1-2, flying 1-2 across the octagon. Ian Garry, I thought Kevin Holland would, but Ian Garry actually matches Michael Page quite physically. 6'3", 74-inch reach. I wish they had leg reach on. Michael Page actually had a much longer reach, 79 inches. That's pretty impressive, actually. What is a welterweight doing with a 79-inch reach? That's absolutely crazy. No wonder he can do his style all day. Wish they had leg reach, like I said, because it might be a battle of the kicks. But I think Ian can probably get a pretty confident win, maybe split decision win. Maybe that might be a unique bet, a split decision win over Michael Page. But yeah, so I'm going to go with Ian Garry to chop Michael Page's legs up. But if Michael Page beats Ian Garry, then we've got a new champ here. No one's beating him. That's caught my mindset as well. Is that if Michael Page can just easily beat Garry, then this is something we've not really seen before. Like, Michael Page just taking this guy out. It's crazy to see Michael Page in the UFC now fighting these guys, because when he was like fighting in Bellator or whatever, when he was fighting outside the UFC, everyone would talk about him, everyone heard about him, but it was sort of like a bit of a gimmick. Like, we don't actually know. He's not really the best. He just sort of does it. He's this cocky guy. But he comes in the UFC and he's an absolute gentleman. Everyone likes him, and he's so dangerous. Just absolutely wiped out Kevin Holland. Anyway, been yapping long enough. We're going with Ian Garry. I can trust Ian Garry to put a game plan together. Can study him hard enough. Can find little weaknesses. Can find when to time him. Can find the mistakes. I think Ian Garry also is good enough that he could do a double bluff where he acts frustrated to then draw something out of Michael Page. I believe Ian Garry could do that. It's a game of the mind, isn't it, when two people are just bouncing out. But also Ian Garry matches Michael Page's striking, I think, with boxing-wise, leg kicks, body kicks, etc. So I'm going with Ian Garry for the 18th time.